Actually Controller, the podcast that is actually Controller. And we are actually in control of everything you're hearing right now. I'm so very sorry. What up, everyone? Welcome back to Actually Controller. You got Steve.
It's Chad.
Chris.
He's back!
And Jeffrey.
Back from World Tour.
Hi.
Yep.
Yeah, World Tour. How'd it go?
Exhausting.
Exhausting, and he drove thousands of miles in a 300-mile loop.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like that.
I mean, it's probably not that far off with how many pings back and forth over to Ohio you've done.
Yeah.
I've done 3,000 miles in a 200-mile radius.
I don't think he can get lost in Cornville anymore. The maze.
Columbus, the amount of times I've come close to where it get inside Columbus is insane.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So
talk about me.
We got another review one up today.
Hey,
we are
reviews.
doing two larger bands than we normally do. One we kind of became cool and homies a little bit with after playing with them, and then subsequently bumping into them on the road.
Yeah, well, we were on tour.
Yeah.
To be specific.
There was a lot. There was a lot of fear too, that because they did the Blue Mountain Ridge thing. And we knew that there was a big storm, if y'all remember that. But they survived it. They did the thing, and they were awesome.
And not only have they survived that, they're actually, in my opinion, thriving right now. Yeah. They're doing the best, and from marketing and from the press I'm seeing, the best they've done thus far to date with this brand new album they just dropped a couple weeks ago. So
and they're on a whole new label and everything.
Yeah, they're on a German label, actually.
Yeah.
So
we still haven't dropped the name of who we're talking
about. No, we haven't. We were going to let
Mr.
Chad
he's gonna let us know who we're talking about and what's going on.
Hey, hi.
Who's this, buddy?
I don't know.
I forgot to look that page up.
We're talking about Cane Hill.
Yeah.
Who is, according to their Facebook, out of New Orleans.
Nolens.
So, playing with these guys before was a blast.
Yeah, they're super cool.
And just like getting a chit chat with them post and pre-show was always just such
good times. They're troublemakers, and we appreciate the troubles they bring.
Yeah, Elijah, their lead singer, how thankful he was when I told him, I was like, your old material's okay, but I really like the new stuff.
Like,
he's
really?
Thank you.
Really? So this is off the new, right?
Yeah, this is a
new
brand new album they just put out titled A Piece of Me I Never Let You Find. We're going to check out one of their non-singles, though.
Okay.
Because this is all in prep for their, I believe it's a UK tour?
I think that sounds right. It's like European or something. German, maybe?
Chad is currently looking it up. He's trying to zoom.
Because the new label's out of Chamonix, isn't it?
Correct.
Yeah. This is definitely European.
European.
Because they're like in Nottingham, Manchester.
He's like, I don't recognize that state.
So yeah, that's all UK run there.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, good for them. That's a good opportunity for their genre, right?
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Dude, they're playing the Underworld in London.
That's amazing. That is so cool.
Yeah.
Color me jelly.
Yep. Seriously, this looks like a killer lineup.
Yeah.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, that is a headlining tour.
Is it a headlining?
From the looks of the rest of the package was, but
nice.
Yeah, well, it's what it looks like.
Yeah, so not only are they over in the UK doing a run, they're doing from the looks of it, headlining run.
What's the name of the new label?
Out of Line.
Out of Line.
New label. Well, it's not a new label, but they're new to the label.
Yeah.
Yes. So
wanted to name drop it because we usually do a lot of curtain call bands, and since we are handling a band that's outside of our circle of friends normally,
everything that I've seen from them, they're a cool label that takes care of their bands. So definitely check out their roster.
Yeah, I saw quite a few bands that I already knew on their roster, so it's going to be some good stuff.
Alrighty, well, up first we have Cane Hill with the track I Always Knew We Were Doomed. 3, 2, 1, go.
Ooh,
I like that
drop. Yeah.
The production off of all the singles they've had so far has been phenomenal, so I didn't expect anything different on this.
Since you're not in the room, it's basically just vibrating everything.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
My nethers tingle right now. Gives me a Bad Omens vibe.
Yeah.
I could see that a little.
I mean, right now it does.
Oh, that drum beat.
I love tom work.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah.
I think you despise living on the
I
time.
don't know, man. I like to get away from that hi-hat keeping time all the time, and I'm digging this.
The hat.
Yeah, listen to that lift.
There it is.
Oh.
Just dropped it. Vibes.
And all the different running he's doing with the vocals to texture it. And all that backing with the falsetto, like angelic stuff.
The notes he's choosing, they're so good. It's like still incredibly heavy while being melodic, and
Yes.
I really appreciate that.
Industrial metal?
I would
Industrial melody.
industrial melody metal or something. It's like its own genre, and it's pretty cool.
Melodic industry.
It's where modern metal and metalcore meet anymore.
Digital acid jazz.
Ooh,
That break.
another drop. Speaking of math, there it is.
Yeah.
Elijah's just phenomenal with vocals.
Yeah. I'm glad to hear him singing out like that.
Yeah, that falsetto in the background.
So many good vocals, man.
Yeah, 100%. I'm feeling the Bad Omens vibe on this one though. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. But I think that would definitely be a good complimentary part of that package.
Yeah, for sure.
You've got a lot of that wispy, melodic stuff in the back. Some really heavy instrumentation, but it's not like busy work.
Yeah, it doesn't
It's really
overtake.
simple.
Yeah.
Do you hear that run?
And I don't mean simple like easy, but it's
No.
not. It's simplistic. It's
And we're already out. That was the fastest 3.5 minutes ever.
Yeah, you know what I noticed? Like
Steve's got to clean his couch
the
now.
double
A little
break, the double break that happened, it didn't really repeat itself. It didn't go back to repeat itself. It didn't go back. It was like we said this one section, we got to this next point, we got to the next point, we're done.
It did, but at the same time, it still had enough similarities to the previous part
Oh no, like
where it was just an evolutional
yeah, but
component
I'm
to it.
saying though, great writing because it's not like a B, you know, over and over
Right.
again.
I will say I did see one video that said that the entire album they spent roughly about 3 years writing
Wow.
this album.
Wow.
So
It shows, man. It shows.
they definitely took the time
Mm-hmm.
to consider.
Every single note. That was well worth it. Well done, guys. Kane Hill.
Bravo.
Yes. What do you think there, Chad? You were the boisterous one in that entire review. What do you think?
Our
Seriously,
Chad's a
man.
little tired today.
Yeah, Chad's a little
He was,
tired.
just, he was
today.
just stunned. He was in awe.
Yeah, he was in awe.
Oh,
Honestly, like the slow groove metal was like really. It was a groove. It was
Yeah.
a vibe.
Yeah, and when those lows hit, man, it was like kapow. You're right there. You're in it. It's so good.
well, like I had pointed out earlier, the production
Mm-hmm.
off of everything so far off this album has just been stellar. Like any spot that you would be worried, hey, would the instrumentation fill that area?
Right.
They considered that. They found the right bit of production, And the little sand granules and everything.
Yeah, like I said,
they made sure everything's
it
filled.
wasn't too busy.
Yeah.
No.
Even with that being said.
But it was filled out, and it was like all the frequencies you wanted to hear. It was good.
Yeah, the crescendos and decrescendos were all there, and when you needed to get like punched in the chest,
Yep,
it happened.
It did the trick.
So, all right, moving on to the next one. All right, next up, we got another bigger band. They are no longer active. They have retired the project probably about 6-7 years ago now at this point in time.
Something like that.
However, they decided for the anniversary of the release of their first album
To drop a new...
to re-release the album under a full new mix and mastering. In addition to that, they did all brand new artwork and a brand new song that isn't a brand new song.
Yeah, so it's a song that didn't get released before this, but they had played out. Is that how I'm supposed to understand it?
They apparently had played it out in the like inceptional writing phase of the first album, from what I've come to understand.
Right.
But they never were satisfied with where it ultimately ended up landing, the quote-unquote finished product.
Yeah.
And so when they went in and they started doing their pre-pros for the album,
They decided to re-record.
that one never got past pre-pro. And so it got shelved over 20 years ago
Yeah.
and just forgotten about.
Why would a band do that? Why would they go back to a song and decide to
I have no
add
idea.
and rewrite it? Huh.
That's really
No
weird.
idea.
It's almost like they were
It was almost
unhappy
like they had
with
a vision or something.
Yeah.
Maybe, or they just they believed in the fact they didn't want to be suffocated or defeated, so they were undefeated and they
Yeah.
rewrote the song.
This
So-
is true. This is true. They really did believe.
They did believe. So, from what I came to understand, they found all the weak points.
Chad's loving the puns.
They found all the weak points that they weren't happy with in the original pre-pro off of it. Rewrote those sections or added all new sections that just were never there that may have been shortcomings in it, and then retracked the whole thing with brand new recordings and everything with the original lineup.
You know, it might very well have been too that their brains and ears were beyond where the equipment was that they were working with, and then like finally the equipment caught up to
I
their
mean,
level.
high possibility
I've
too.
done
They're
that
not
before.
They're not exactly the most bare bone rock band
No.
type band. So the possibility of technology not being caught up to the
where
need.
their head and their
Yeah.
ear was at. I could see that because I know that like other bands of the same genre have fallen into that before. So.
And yet again, we have still not dropped the name of this
No,
band.
not at all, because that is Chad's very extreme work that we put him to.
I've got such a hard job here.
Like honestly, he's like he probably wanted to go to bed and we're like, no, we're doing a podcast. And he's like, but I'm tired. And we're like, no, but we need somebody to read about this.
So out of Switzerland, we've got Sybreed.
Yes.
I jammed these guys quite a bit years ago.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, just like about a year ago, I brought them into Circle on rotation
Nice.
for a little bit, and I was like, okay, cool.
Nice.
It's good to return back to them every now and then.
Yeah. And it's like kind of neat too because they kind of fulfill like a style of music that I don't really get to hear much anymore, you know, that electronic kind of background.
It was definitely a hot little subgenre, but for a very brief time.
It
was maybe like a 6-7 year span where bands with this taste and flavor
really
popped up,
kind of
and then
existed.
they kind of all just went.
I think they dissolved into the what became either hardcore or new metal, really.
Or just modern metal.
Yeah, modern metal.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we are going to check out a somewhat 20-year-old song that's not 20 years old, but that's 20 years old, from Sybreed called System Debaser.
Let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
punched right away.
Out of the box.
Instrumentally, I'm feeling some spine shank right now.
Oh yeah, very close. Oh, that high that's piercing over.
I love that.
Oh, that stop and drop back.
But only for a brief second.
Yeah. That's super cool, man. That echoey high.
Drop always knew exactly what synths to put in.
Yeah. The voice.
I like that staccato-ness and right into this like running beat right now. It's almost like you've got multiple tempos, but it's not. It's
Yeah,
the same
it's
tempo.
just the way that
It just
everything's
has a
getting
different
subdivided.
way to groove into it.
Yep. That high synth is fun.
That key change right there.
That definitely does have that good Sybreed feel.
Yeah.
Right there.
There's no mistaking if you know Sybreed that you're listening to a Sybreed song.
Yeah. It's the way he does his melodies are so Sybreed.
Yes.
Oh. That little break with
Yep. The synthy break.
No two vocalists?
Nope. Just the one guy.
Almost sounded like a calling into like the way he was wowing this.
Yeah, I never saw them live, so I don't know if he does backups or at all.
No,
when he's-
nobody does backups.
It's all him.
I'll share a little story about it after we're done with the song about seeing him live.
This string grab there.
But still thickening with the pad.
Yeah.
It's got a very staccato syncopation to it underneath.
But you have the synth that's actually pulling everything to like stay fluid and flowing to where all the
There's a Patreon moment on Chad's face.
Yep.
Stank face right there. He's like, ooh. Chad like it a lot.
That was a fun high grab there.
Dude, stutter that just like,
The separation of those two distorted guitars is like so perfect, dude. Like, what the heck? And
Again,
then to
drop-
be clean.
Drop just knows what he's doing with his studio. Because our guitarist writes and records everything for them. And mixes everything for him too.
That's fun. Did you hear that timing switch
Uh-huh.
up there?
That looks familiar. Eerily familiar.
That's not ours.
I know, but that's very, very close.
It is.
Yeah, great minds.
Speaking of rewrites,
Oh, his voice.
Listening to the tremor in the background.
Yeah. Oh,
it's going to bring you back.
The digital drums. Oh, the back and forth pan. Oh.
That was obviously very intentional staccato.
Yep. But it was all still in a 4.
Stutter, yeah. That's what the patient
Just
was.
subdivided.
Badass.
Chad's just ecstatic right now.
An appropriate ending.
Yeah. Dude, that was dope. I love the turn down and like they turn off the record player ending. Oh god, I love that. That was excellent. If you happened to cross this and you were in Sybreed, thank you so much. That was excellent.
Thank you, Drop, for reconsidering this being a shelf song.
Yeah.
Because I know at the end of the day, it was you that were kind of like, I could probably do something with that.
Yeah.
But, so, Chris, I really want to actually tap into your opinion because out of everybody on this couch right now, you are usually the least inclined to listen to anything that has that much screaming in it.
Fair.
Where did that fall for you as far as like somebody who doesn't usually gravitate towards that? Did it have a nice enough balance?
Yeah, and that's where I was mentioning like if there was 2 vocalists because that call and answer was pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like there was 2 different people growling there in the lyrics and the cadence of what was being sung or screamed or yelled or whatever.
Yeah. Sang.
Vocalized.
Yeah.
Vocalized.
words, dude.
Vocalized.
But yeah, I was kind of curious
No, I'm good.
because I know for me, Sybreed is an extension of like where I was at with Fear Factory way back in the day. This was kind of like when I found Sybreed, it felt like the evolution of where Fear Factory could have gone.
Well, and he even made a call out of saying that it sounded like Spine Shank, and I could see that fall into that. Same with like the red version of Machine Head, but with less rap rock on it, you know. But yeah, kind of industrial edge.
Yes.
And with the metal and like I do miss that industrial thing. Like for a while it got thrown to people like Marilyn Manson and 9 Inch Nails, but there was so much out there that was just killer.
Yeah. And so if you happen to be a Fear Factory fan and you had not heard of Sybreed yet, highly recommend going through their entire catalog.
Big suggest.
Yes. So real quick before we move on to the next song and the last one, so my Sybreed story of seeing them live.
Oh yeah.
So the very last tour they ever did of the US. They had no date here, they had no date in Indy, they had no date in Detroit, they had no date over in Cincy or anything. They did have a Chicago date on the tour run, and I'm like, all right, cool. I don't want to do that drive, but if they're coming from Switzerland, I'll drive to Chicago.
Yeah, right.
So I'm getting all excited. I'm getting ready, and I knew the show wasn't going to be like one of these big things where it's going to sell out. So I'm like, I don't need to do an advance buy on the ticket because this is also pre like the big push of like buying the pre-sales and it being an easy ticket, you know, just on your phone and all that stuff. So I'm like, I'll just buy at the door, no big deal.
Right.
Man, am I thankful I did that.
Oh yeah.
So Sybreed is fully scheduled to do the whole run. I can't remember who they were touring with, but they were supposed to do the whole run with this other band. Their work visas got held up and didn't get approved in time.
So they had to drop.
Missed the Chicago date and 4 other dates at the beginning of the tour because Chicago was either the first or the second date on the run.
Dang.
And so they didn't end up getting stateside until they were like all the way almost like in Nebraska or Kansas or Colorado or something. And I'm like,
Gosh, the logistics on that, though.
I can't drive all the freaking way out to like
Omaha, Nebraska.
yeah, or like Denver, Colorado or something like that to see them. I'm like,
I mean, you can.
not at that point, man. I was broke.
Financial
Like
broke,
Chicago
broke.
was already going to be me trying to like figure out the gas money and not eating for like the next 2 weeks
Right.
afterwards in order to be able to do that drive.
Flipping couches to get to check out the change.
Yeah.
I've already been on the ramen diet. Come
Yeah.
on.
Wait, that's the I need to find an emergency girlfriend.
Kind of. But yeah, it
That
was.
sounds horrible. I would never do that. I don't recommend that. Don't do that. That's a
He would never do
disclaimer.
that again. So,
I'm
but
just saying it's not a good thing.
it sucks so bad because I'm like, all right, I didn't get to see them, but they're just releasing the new album. They just keep going up and up, you know, as far as popularity is concerned. I at least have fairly good odds that they'll come back around somewhere at stateside again. Sometime in the not too distant future.
And
They
then
did the US run, they did a full Europe run on the album, and then
They
they
were
announced that they were
done.
going to be splitting up. And I'm like, cool. That sucks.
Yeah.
So I was supposed to see Sybreed live. Little did I know the last time they were ever going to do a US tour.
All right. So hear
But
that,
thanks
Sybreed?
to the entire
Get your
political
visas
system for
figured
their
out
work
now.
visas, that didn't happen.
Get your visas figured out now. We're gonna do something.
Come
Give us
back.
a call.
Come back. Pull
Your
it all
people
back
call
together
our-
and come back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Call. Have your people call our people. I don't know if we have. We have him.
Well, and we got other people that are
We have
higher
other
up than
people.
me,
We
too.
have people.
I'll just refer to them. All right. Well, we are moving on to the last one.
Woo! And this one is one of our label mates that
Yeah,
just
brand new to
recently
the
got.
label.
Yeah.
So, yep, we're moving on to the last one. All right, last one up is, as Jeff said, new homies to the label.
Welcome to the label.
Welcome
Yep.
to the family.
Welcome to the family.
Yo, what up?
Ever changing, ever growing,
Yo.
always inclusive. Bring your cool music to us so that way we can check it out and we can spread the family love.
Yeah,
Especially
man.
when you're bringing it from Moscow.
Yeah.
This is a Moscow-based band
Nostrovia.
What's the name of the band?
called Your Screaming Silence.
There we go.
Yes. So they just dropped this new track, it looks like about 2 weeks ago. It is in Russian. The title is. I am unaware of how to properly pronounce it. But it does, from everything I was reading, translate to Into the Darkness. There will be a link just directly to the video down in the description
Yes.
if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're seeing this on Facebook, then just click on their page link, and I'm sure that they have links to their stuff. Do they not?
I'm
I mean, you did say they were fairly new into the. Well, not fairly new to us, but
Yeah, they're fairly new to the label, but they're not fairly new as a
okay.
band.
Word.
I'm still reading stuff from the Meta AI
Oh, okay.
that has listed for them. So, like the band is known for balancing melody with heavy rhythms, as seen in their EP. I don't want to butcher any names.
Yeah.
We are not fluent in any form of Russian
Yeah,
or Slavic
not at all.
language
Man,
at all.
like I wanted to take Russian back when I was in middle school because like my introductory to foreign language, my teacher actually taught us the Russian alphabet.
Oh.
And like other than doing a couple weeks of German, Spanish, and French, we got to sit and learn the Russian alphabet. But that's where it ended. Because I was like, ooh, I want to take Russian. And they're like, well, we don't offer it.
Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
Well,
that's
that's-
rude. That's
dare
rude.
you?
How dare you? That was such a fun alphabet to learn.
Why?
Well, we are not going to be learning the alphabet while reviewing this one.
No.
I mean, maybe Chad will have a refresher on some things as we go through.
Right.
But I'm not holding my breath on
Unless
that
they're
one.
singing individual letters.
Yeah.
Well, we have new to the label, as we said, Your Screaming Silence with their brand new track, Into the Darkness is the English translation. I'm not even going to, just like Chad said, attempt to pronounce the actual name of the song. I'm just going to butcher the crap out of it. So, again, link to the original one down in the description, or just follow the link on their Facebook page, and I'm sure they got quick access to this song. So,
Indeed.
Into the Darkness, Your Screaming Silence, 3, 2, 1, go.
Oh, right out of the gate.
Just running on that kick.
Yeah.
Hey, look, a Dingwall.
I saw it.
Ugh.
God, that is some fast spin.
That was cool. Oh, her voice is great.
Thank God it's in English. I was wondering if I was going to understand the lyrics.
Oh, and that scream. Let's go. I really love their look too.
I like that tempo vibe feel, but I'm liking the fact that the guitars are running, and then they kind of groove, and then they're running. Like, it's not just constant trailing notes.
Yeah. Oh, that was a fun stop out of nowhere.
I'm really curious where it's going to go. So I have my guesses.
Big fat epic.
That is a very Lacuna Coil chorus.
Yeah. Her voice, though, she can pull it.
Five-piece.
Yep. Pick up.
I really actually appreciate the stops where they're putting on, like, it grabs.
It makes you refocus.
Oh, that. This is a mosh pit. Man.
That snare almost feels like it's off time, but it's actually like on a backbeat.
Yep.
It's wicked.
And now he's doing the front beat there. Oh, that
You always got to that good old halftime,
Gotta
baby.
be in there.
Oh, that scream. I think honestly, her scream's better than the Lacuna Coil girl. Honestly.
Well, she doesn't scream.
Well, I mean, like the intense singing, not screaming. You know. Oh.
Oh, that's some good tone on that hangout on the guitar.
That little echo.
That's a good, thick, well-shaped distortion.
Oh,
Right.
quarter time? Is that a thing? So sludgy.
Oh, that's so good.
The guitar is moving there at full pace.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Not how I expected it, but that was a good choice.
That was
Welcome to the
wicked.
family.
Yes, and honestly,
Welcome to
escalation
the
one.
family.
It's like escalation to escalation. They did it so well.
Yeah,
Your
because
screaming silence. That was so worth
it
it.
felt like the only real repeat ever was the chorus.
Yeah.
Like everything else was its own, where yes, it's obviously a verse, if you will, but there was no similarities from each verse.
It was like breakout entities of like a verse, then we got to the chorus, and then we stop and we get a new archetype verse.
Yeah.
It's like a whole new entity coming at you, you know. It's not anything similar to the first, but somehow still flows right into that chorus line again, and then the heavy hits. And man, when
they went heavy, they went heavy.
Yeah, it is not pretending.
They spanked it.
Yeah, the production quality. Whew.
Yes.
I didn't see Chad's face. Dang it! Did he have the stink face?
The sound was beautiful.
Yeah,
So beautiful.
He's
It
just
was
over there.
So beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
It's been so long since something been so
Once
beautiful.
you pointed out the dingwall, he's like, okay.
he was all ears.
He's like, yeah, I see that. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that was the same model as yours.
Was it?
I'd have to go back and see it again.
I think it was the same model. Obviously, different coloring.
I'll probably be
It
listening
looked-
to it again later
it looked
tonight.
quite
To be
familiar.
fair,
Yeah,
that
it was
awesome.
either the exact same model or it just happened to be a combustion. I'm curious.
Did you hear how big they got his tom sounding on that down? Like there was so much reverb body to it. Like
I like that's how they started the song off too. It was like a very subtle.
doom doom. Yeah, and it just got like the space that tom took up by the time we got to that end was like it was constantly growing. It was very cool.
Yeah. So, as I'm hoping everybody listening can see, it doesn't matter if you're on a huge label, an extra small label, or something in between. Good music can exist everywhere. So,
Yes.
I as much as I love Cane Hill and Sybreed and everything like that, hopefully this shows you also that, you know, we got bands that are just as capable and awesome.
Kind of all over the place. And that's like the other thing, because like you know, I know there's a lot of like give and take about technicality, but it's always been called playing music. And if you see somebody who truly enjoys their craft, is really passionate about it, you know, like you can't help but love on it, man.
Yep.
Their band decal's kind of cool too.
Yeah.
I've been getting lost in looking at that.
Looking at the logo.
Yeah.
So, well, welcome to the family. Very impressed.
Love you guys.
Looking forward to seeing all the rest of the stuff you guys put out moving forward. So,
Hell yeah.
with that being said, thank you for checking this episode out. And again, links for everything will be down in the description if you're watching on YouTube. And everybody's link will be in the Facebook post. And go give everybody a follow. Go check out the rest of their stuff, especially if
Tell us what you liked.
especially if you're a fan of any of the other big artists that they may remind you of and everything like that. So,
Tell us what grabbed you.
yep. Yeah, we're always looking for recommendations. So,
Yeah. And
Anyway.
thanks again.
Absolutely.
thank you for checking this one out, and we will catch you next episode.
We love you
Bye.
guys.
Thank you for listening to Actually Controller. If you liked what you heard, please consider following us on all our socials. You can easily find us on all the different platforms by going to linktree/controller33 or scan the QR code if you're watching the video version of this episode. Thank you, and we'll catch you next time.